And it was one of those places that I was like, no, I want to stay. And I thought I wasn't going to really like it, but I like it. But I only have 4 days here and I got to go to my next country. Hello and welcome. My name is Kendra and ich bin deine Lieblingsausländerin, coming back to you with another video. Well, it feels so weird. It feels like I haven't been on camera in forever, but I really haven't. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite countries that I went to when I was backpacking through Europe. So a little while back, I made a video about my backpacking trip through Europe. And if you haven't watched it, you should go back and watch it. And I talked about how I traveled to 11 countries in 7 weeks. It was a very long trip. By the end of it, I was exhausted, but it was also one of the most amazing traveling experiences I've ever had. And I went to some places that I really didn't expect to go to. And one of those places was Slovenia. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I think more people should be traveling there when they have the chance. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you click subscribe because I see you guys watching and not clicking subscribe. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to go ahead and click it. Thank you. So, when I decided to go to Slovenia, I was going from Croatia to Hungary, and right smack dab in the middle of Croatia and Hungary is Slovenia. So instead of going straight from one country to the other and skipping over the country in the middle, I just thought, okay, why don't I just go to Slovenia? I don't know anything about this country except for the fact that Melania Trump is from there. So I want to see what Slovenia is all about. So I looked up some pictures and I thought that it looked really pretty. I'm a really simple person. If it looks pretty in pictures, I will go. And I couldn't really find a whole bunch of videos of people talking about their experience there. So I was like, let's just go. So I booked a ticket to Ljubljana, the capital, and I stayed there for 4 days. And let me tell you, I wish I had stayed longer because I really enjoyed the short amount of time that I had in Slovenia. So now you may be wondering, what is it exactly that I like about Slovenia and why exactly you should go to Slovenia? The first point is that the nature in Slovenia is gorgeous. Now, I stayed in the capital, Ljubljana, but I also took a day trip. I snuck a little day trip in there to Lake Bled. And Lake Bled was a couple, I don't know, maybe like 1 or 2 hours away from Ljubljana. So I took a bus. There was like a local bus where you could just go straight out there. And it's a place that a lot of people go to hike. They take their kids there. It's very vibrant. There's a lake. I went out there to go hiking. It was really hot that day, but Lake Bled had the most gorgeous view. So I hiked all around the lake. At one point, I sat there and I chilled by the lake, and there was some restaurants inside with some really good food and some good service, which I'm going to talk about later. But there are so many other beautiful places with mountains and lakes and all kinds of different nature scenery that I didn't get a chance to go to in Slovenia. But it is such a beautiful country nature-wise, and I had no idea until I went there. Second point is that the people that I met there were really nice. So if you watch my How to Start Solo Traveling video, which you should, you know that I'm a big fan of couch surfing. Couch surfing is an app that you can use to either stay with a host in the country that you're visiting, or you can use it to meet up with people, locals, sometimes other tourists, and explore the city together. I prefer to use it to meet up with people who are from the city, and then I'll go meet up with tourists. So when I was in Slovenia, I met these 2 Slovenes. Hi, Peter, and Peter's very nice girlfriend. And they took me all around Ljubljana. I think they were both from a town right outside of Ljubljana. They taught me about the history of the city. They taught me a little bit about the culture. And like I said, I didn't know anything about Slovenia, so it was very nice for me to learn it from people who were actually from there. Yeah, and outside of them, I didn't really talk to any other Slovenes besides like people in the restaurants, and the service in the restaurants was really good. So I just had overall positive vibes from the people there. And yeah, that really made my stay even better. And the third and final point about why you should go to Slovenia is good food. So I went to a few different restaurants, and not only was the service good, but the food was also really good. I went to the same place for breakfast every day because the food was that good and the service was that good. So it was just like a match made in heaven. And when I went to Lake Bled, I also went to this little restaurant by Lake Bled, and I had some grilled fish. And once again, the service was really great. They like filleted the fish and everything. I felt like I was getting such good service for something I only paid like 15 euro for. And the Slovene couple introduced me to this dessert. I don't know the name of it, but it was kind of like, I'll show you guys a picture of it. It tasted like apple pie, but it was so good. I kept going back to get it. Food was good. The desserts was so bomb. Yeah, I had a really great time in Slovenia. I also got to experience the culture a little bit because I went on a walking tour where they taught us about the history of the city. I went to a museum and saw this really cool men's fashion exhibit. And it was one of those places that I was like, no, I want to stay. And I thought I wasn't going to really like it, but I like it. But I only have 4 days here and I got to go to my next country. But I'm so glad that I went and I have the opportunity to go back because Slovenia isn't going anywhere and it is highly, highly worth the visit. That's all I have for you guys today. And I just want to say thank you for watching. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.